Monet Cubs basketball proudly brought to you by the following sponsors: Coast to Coast, Hero Pharmacy, Cottesville Monette, Upmaster Insurance, First State Bank, the Bayou Restaurant, IMAC, Randall Quick, Shelter Insurance, Jack Associates, Monette Rental and Sales, John Law, Old Town Pharmacy, the Monette Times, Bloody Booster Club, Unity National Bank, Ship, Ozarks, Mays Automotive Group, Race Brothers, Farm Supply, Kyle Noodles, Farmers Insurance, Superior Home, and our Sportscaster Club members. Remember, and thank your local Monet Cup sponsors every chance you keep it tuned to the Talent Sports Network for every play all season long.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mt Vernon High School. Mt Vernon hosting the Monet Cubs tonight, Big 8 Conference basketball here on the Talent Sports Network. We've already had 2 games completed, the freshman game and the JV game, both going to the visitors from Monette, as the Cubs won the freshman game over Mt Vernon 45-25, and in the JV game, the Cubs picked up a 54-40 win, and now it's on to the varsity contest between Monette and Mt Vernon. It's homecoming tonight here at Mt Vernon, so a little later start time than what we usually have here on the Talent Sports Network, as they have had homecoming festivities. And congratulations go out to 2016 basketball homecoming queen, Addie Jones. She was selected from 4 senior candidates, and Addie Jones is the homecoming queen for 2016, and she and her court will reign over the varsity contest here tonight between the Cubs and the Mountaineers. Sammy Clapper along with you here on KKBL 95.9 The Buzz. We also are streaming live video tonight on MonetteWebTV.com, so you can go and check the audio on 95.9 The Buzz, and then you've got video and audio on MonetteWebTV.com. Live streaming video tonight of the Cubs and the Mountaineers here on the Talent Sports Network. Tony Ramsey running the camera for us tonight, and we appreciate his help as always with our broadcast here this evening. Monette Cubs come into the game 14-6. They are 1-2 in the Big 8. The Mountaineers are 6-12 and 1-2 in the conference. Mount Vernon last year went 23-7, and they are the defending Big 8 champs, as they went 8-0 a year ago in Big 8 play. But the Mount Vernon Mountaineers lost 6 seniors and 4 of their 5 starters. Luke Call and Braden Adams are both playing at the collegiate level now, and Chandler Myers is the number 3 all-time scorer in Mount Vernon boys basketball. He also was lost to graduation. So Coach Mike Ray, in his second year as head coach here at Mount Vernon, with only 1 returning starter, trying to get things going again here for the Mountaineers. The Monette Cubs, they have 7 seniors and 4 juniors on their varsity roster, and they have 3 starters back from a team that won 15 games a year ago. Last year, Monette 15-11. They went 2-6 in the Big 8. They have already won 14 games this year and look to surpass that 15-win total from a year ago. But the Cubs, with a lot of Big 8 games remaining here in the final 2.5 weeks of the regular season, and they are also hoping to improve on that only 2 wins a year ago in the Big 8 Conference. Big step towards that would be here tonight on the road at Mount Vernon, but it is always a tough place to play against the Mountaineers here on their home court. And the Monette Cubs have dropped 8 in a row to Mount Vernon. They're hoping to turn that around here tonight. The Cubs last year lost in Monette by a mere 6 points, 64-58, to a very good Mountaineer squad. And the Cubs are looking to avenge that loss here tonight, and we're looking forward to the Big 8 matchup between the Cubs and the Mountaineers here on the Talent Network. We need to take a break. We'll be back with some more of tonight's pregame. You're listening to Big 8 Conference basketball here on the Talent Network.
Steel owners don't need to worry about precision piston engineering, high-tech polymer housing, or advanced systems. At Steel, we've already thought of all that, so our customers can just start their equipment and get to work. See dealer for details.
Stop by Coast to Coast, your locally authorized dealer at 500 South Kyler, and check out their complete line of Steel chain blowers and trimmers. Steel is the #1 brand of gas-powered handheld outdoor power equipment in America. Coast to Coast in Monette, Steel. No worries, just solutions.
You're welcome at Bruner Farm. For 3 generations, nearly 40 years, the Bruner Pharmacy family has lived, worked, and the fine Monette community that they call home. Bruner Pharmacy is a full-line pharmacy and a gold-crowned gift center where great items and gift ideas are added continuously. Now you can log on to their new website, BrunerPharmacy.com, to place your prescription order and view their partial listing of prescription plans available. They offer free delivery with limits, compounding services, seeking staff, and accept nearly all insurance plans, all with fast service. Bruner Pharmacy, your local Gold Crown gift store, continually aids to meet your every pharmaceutical and giving need at 321 East Broad in Monette. Whether you're a seasoned athlete, weekend warrior, or just need help resuming activities, the experts at Cox Monette as the exclusive sports medicine providers for the Monette Cubs, Aurora Hounds, and Mt Vernon Mountaineers. Our athletes are the team behind the team. Injury prevention, assess and treat athletes, and provide nutrition counseling and training. For more information, call 36-2480. Cox Health, experts, friends, neighbors.
Master Insurance Agents in Monette is an independent agent, which means we have the resource to shop around and find the type of insurance that is best for your needs and budget. We hear a lot of messages thrown at us every day about how much money you can save by signing up with an MF. Do you really want to trust your family's assets with a cute little lizard? Call Huffmaster Agency 1-7-235-5555. We are located at 811 7th Street, Ned, Missouri. We are customer-friendly, lizard-free.
Welcome back to Mount Vernon. We are still about 3 or 4 minutes away from tonight's opening tip between the Monette Cubs and the Mount Vernon Mountaineers. Sammy Clapper along with you here on the Talon Network. Monette Cubs come in after having their 2-game winning streak snapped earlier this week at the hands of the Webb City Cardinals. Monette had won 2 in a row and 5 of their last 6 before losing Tuesday night to Webb City 63-46. The Cubs looking to turn things around and get things going in the right direction again here tonight. They've got Mount Vernon tonight. Then they are off until next Thursday when they play Seneca. The 16th, they are at home against Lamar. And then they play East Newton on the 19th, Cassville on the 23rd, and then it's on to district play. The Mount Vernon Mountaineers have dropped 5 of their last 6 ball games, but the Mountaineers have undergone some personnel issues. They will be without a couple of players here tonight. They've also dropped a couple of players off the roster because of injury, so they are in a bit of a tailspin right now looking to regroup because Mount Vernon will have a busy week next week. They've got makeup games against Aurora and Stratford on Monday and Wednesday, and then they play against Lamar at Lamar next Friday. Then they close out the regular season the 16th against Seneca, Carl Junction on the 18th, both here at home, and then it's on to district play for the Mountaineers. Mount Vernon will open up district play a week before Monette does because Mount Vernon's a Class 3 school, Monette a Class 4 school. The Mountaineers will be playing in a district up at Stockton, February 22nd through the 25th. The Cubs will be in district play the first week of March, and they will be over at Carthage High School for their district tournament. But a lot of basketball between now and then. May not seem like it, but there's still 4 or 5 games for each team before district tournament play commences. We're going to take another break, and we'll be back with tonight's starting lineups right after this.
This is David from Monette Rental, and you're listening to Cub Sports on 95.9 K The Buzz.
This live broadcast of high school sports on Sports Network is brought to you in part by these Esther Club members. Berry County Health flu shots are now available at the Berry County Department in both Cassville and Monette office. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the Cassville office 417-847-2114 or the Monette office 17354-8402 for information. Freedom Bank of Southern Missouri with locations in Cassville, Sligman, Wilmot, and Golden to serve you. Online at freedomdk.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, and Tyson Foods, proudly supporting area school athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette, making great food and making a difference.
Before we can get to tonight's starting lineups, a group of students from Mount Vernon will be singing the national anthem, so we'll go ahead and let that play. And while that is going on, we'll hear from our sponsors once again and then be back with the starting 5 for each club for tonight's ball game. Big A Conference basketball here tonight on the Talon Network.
It seems with giant faceless companies taking control of most banking, it's to have a local bank that's truly the hometown for hometown people, with all the strength of large holding companies, yet enough to understand your banking needs. The pot's always on at First State Bank. To know you're always welcome at any of their locations. Purdy, Monette, Pierce City, First State Bank, the hometown for hometown people. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Larry Minning, First State Bank of Purdy. We invite you to come by to know First State Bank of Purdy.
Who that, Monette? That's Southern seafood like catfish, shrimp, oysters, and
I don't know. Who that?
Who that, Monette? That's Thomas Faux-Boys and muffaladas. I don't know. Who that, Monette? That's hand-cut steak, half-pound burgers, cooked to order. I don't know. Who that? Hey, this is Darren at the Bayou in Monette. Come see why the Bayou has all the favorites that you like, including pasta, kids menu too. We also have a fully stocked sports bar and a private banquet room for your availability. Come to the Monette at 864 Highway 6 or call 235-7800. And I would like to mention the Bayou Restaurant Monette is also a proud sponsor on KKBL Radio 95 FM every Saturday night. It's got a lot of hard rock, timeless metal. We think you'll enjoy it. Every Saturday night at midnight on 95.9 KKBL. And it's on for you people who can't stay up late anymore. It's on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. to Midnight Metal Madness, sponsored by the restaurant on 95.9 KKBL.
Welcome back to Mount Vernon. It is time for tonight's starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Monette, they're coached by Jeremy Land in his second season as head coach for the Cubs. They will start Jonah Pazik, a 6'2 senior. He averages 11 points and 5 rebounds a game for Monette. Also starting for the Cubs, Cameron Witt, he's a 5'11 senior, averages 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Logan Coons, the leading scorer for the Cubs. He averages 18 points a game, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. He is a 5'8 senior. Kobe Besh, a 6'4 senior. He averages in double digits at 12 points a contest and 5 rebounds a game. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Cubs, Alex Turner, a 6'3 junior, averaging 8 points and 6 rebounds. Again for Monette, it's Jonah Pazik, Cameron Witt, Logan Coons, Kobe Besh, and Alex Turner. For the Mount Vernon Mountaineers and Coach Mike Ray in his second season as head coach at Mount Vernon, they will start Garrett Hadlock. He is a 5'11 junior. He'll be joined by Jarrett Massey, a 6'2 junior. Also starting for the Mountaineers, their lone returning starter from a year ago, Trace Williams, a 6'3 senior. Ty Boswell, a 6-foot sophomore, will be in the starting lineup tonight. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Mount Vernon Mountaineers will be Brett Campbell, a 6'2 junior. So it's Garrett Hadlock, Ty Boswell, Jarrett Massey, Brett Campbell, and Trace Williams for the Mountaineers. Again, Mount Vernon 6-12. They're 1-2 in the conference. Monette also 1-2 in the Big 8. And the Cubs are 14-6 coming into tonight's ball game. The Cubs have swept the first 2. They've won the freshman game. They have also won the JV game here tonight at Mount Vernon. And now we're approaching the opening tip of tonight's varsity contest. Again, a little bit of a late start tonight because it is homecoming. A lot of festivities going on tonight here with homecoming at Mount Vernon. The Mountaineers in their home white uniforms trimmed in green. The Cubs in their road purple jerseys trimmed in white and gold. Kobe Besh to jump center for the Cubs. It will be Jarrett Massey for the Mountaineers. Monette going from my right to left as I look on here this evening. 3-man officiating crew, and we are just about ready to get this Big 8 game underway. The ball is in the air in the opening tip. Run down in front of the Mountaineer bench. Chasing after it is Pazik and Boswell, and it goes out of bounds. And who did it go off of? Looks like it went off of the Mountaineers, and the Cubs are going to get the first possession of the night. Jonah Pazik will inbound from in front of the Mount Vernon bench. Gets it in play to Cameron Witt. He'll bring it up high. Now hands it off to Pazik, and the Cubs set up in the half-court offense. Mount Vernon comes out in a half-court man-to-man against the Cubs here in the early going. Besh works a pass on the right side to Pazik, tries a little touch pass down low to Turner, and the ball stolen away by the Mountaineers. Racing into the front court is Brett Campbell. At the free throw line to Trace Williams. Out on the three-point line, left wing goes to Massey. Now into the hands of Ty Boswell. Back up top, and a steal by Pazik. Jonah Pazik quickly cut off on the baseline as he tries to drive underneath by Brett Campbell. Now he draws a double team, bounces it out high to Besh. Lob pass goes over the head of Turner and up against the end wall. So 3 turnovers here in the first 37 seconds of the ball game. 2 against the Cubs and 1 against the Mountaineers. Still no score. Mount Vernon with their second possession of the night. Boswell's got it on the left wing, brings it into the free throw line, gives it off to Brett Campbell. Pull up? No, he kicks it out on the wing to Hadlock. Back to Campbell between the circles. The Mountaineers reset. Monette also in a half-court man-to-man. Massey gives it off to Campbell. Campbell between the circles resets the Mountaineer offense at the high post. Goes to Williams. Williams backs it down the lane. Now feeds in the corner. Long-range three from Campbell. Off the mark, and the rebound down to Kobe Besh. Cubs clear it away and take it to the other end. Jonah Pasick down the right side to Witt. Now he finds Logan Coons. The leading scorer for the Cubs gets his first touch of the night. Back to Cameron Witt. Brings it out near the midcourt circle. Coons on the right wing. Three ball, yes! Logan Coons knocks down the three, and the Cubs jump out to the early 3-0 advantage. For Coons, that is his 44th made three-pointer of the year. He's shooting 40% from beyond the arc, and the Cubs shooting 36% from beyond three-point range as a team. Cubs averaging 56 points a game, and they get out to the 3-0 advantage. Massey, a nice move along the left side of the lane, or excuse me, the right side of the lane. Leans in with the left hand and misses the shot, but draws the foul. So Massey will be going to the line. The foul called against Cameron Witt, his first personal. First free throw shot by either team here tonight. Ball quickly put up by Massey. It bounces around and rolls off no good. Jarrett Massey fouled in the act of shooting. Will get another opportunity. The next one up and in. So Massey 1 for 2 from the line. Gets the Mountaineers on the scoreboard, and the Cubs lead by 2. 3-1 Monette. 6:05 left to go in the first quarter. Logan Coons tries another three from the right wing. This one from about 25 feet, and it comes up just short. Catches the front iron, and the rebound down to the Mountaineers. Brett Campbell racing into the front court. Down on the right block to Trace Williams. Banks it up and in. We are tied for the first time tonight at 3 points apiece. A three for the Cubs, a bucket, and a free throw for the Mountaineers. It's 3-3 with 5:43 left to go, opening quarter. Big 8 Conference basketball here on the Talon Network. Cameron Witt, high post, goes to Kobe Besh, looks down low, finds Pasick at the right block, fadeaway 10-footer, rattles in and out, and then back in. Jonah Pasick averaging 11 points a game, gets his first 2 of the night, and the Cubs back on top 5-3. Hadlock across to Campbell. Off on the right wing to Boswell. Boswell looks inside. Cubs cover it up. They go at the right elbow to Trace Williams. Out to Campbell, back to Williams. A nice little give and go, and Trace Williams banks it up and in. He's got all 4 points for the Mountaineers, and we're tied at 5. All 4 points from the floor, I should say. Massey has a free throw. Driving the right baseline is Logan Coons at the other end. He lays it up and in for points 4 and 5, and the Cubs back up by a bucket. 7-5 Monette. Not quite halfway through the opening quarter. Mountaineers working around the perimeter. Boswell on the right wing. Fires one in the lane. Dangerous pass, but gets through to Hadlock. Goes back to Boswell. Three-pointer no good. Rebound down to Williams. Shot up and in. Count it, and he'll go to the line. Trace Williams, a one-man wrecking crew. He's already got 4 points. Or excuse me, 6 points. And he will go to the free throw line for an and one. Alex Turner picking up his first foul of the night. He will head to the bench and into the game for the Cubs. Dexter Bailey, a 6'1 junior. Bailey averaging a point and 2 rebounds. Trace Williams, free throw up and in. And Mt Vernon with their first lead of the ball game. 8-7 Mountaineers. 4.5 left to go, opening quarter. Cameron Witt drives to the right side, cut off by Boswell. Back up top to Coons, gets a screen from Besh, and the bounce pass stolen away by the Mountaineers. In transition, Hadlock, shot blocked by Witt, but they say Witt got him with the body, and Cameron Witt picks up his second personal. And that is not good news for Cubs fans. Coach Jeremy Land up off the bench voicing his displeasure with that call. Cameron Witt with 2 personal fouls here in the first 4 minutes of the ball game. Hadlock at the line, free throw up and in. Mountaineers are already 3 for 4 from the line, and Witt will head to the bench. Blake Moore, a 5'8 senior, averages 2 points a game, checks in for Cameron Witt. It's a 9-7 lead for the Mountaineers, and Hadlock will try to increase that, and he does. He makes both free throws, and Mt Vernon's lead grows to 3. We were tied at 5-5. Since then, the Mountaineers have outscored the Cubs 5-2. Still not halfway through the first quarter. Besh hands it off to Pasick. Ball comes free. Pasick picks it up, finds Bailey wide open on the baseline. Shot up and in. Great pass from Jonah Pasick to Dexter Bailey, and Bailey immediately contributes off the bench. He gets his first 2 points of the game, pulls the Cubs back to within 1. Under 4 minutes now left to go, opening quarter. Mountaineers try to fire one into the left-hand corner. The ball deflected out of play off of Monette. Mount Vernon will keep possession. 10-9 Mountaineers. Mount Vernon with possession of the basketball. They bring it up top and around the right wing to Campbell. Campbell, skip pass, goes across the lane to Massey. Layup with the left hand is good. Nice move by Jarrett Massey through traffic, and he has his first field goal of the night. He's got 3 points. Mountaineers lead by 3, 12-9. Logan Coons with the ball for the Cubs. Gives it off to Blake Moore. Cross on the left side of the key to Pazik. Lobs it down low to Besh. Fadeaway 12-footer. Rattles in and out. Rebound down to Bailey. Bailey keeps it live and feeds it back along the perimeter. Besh tries a three. Can't buy it. And a long rebound comes down to Trace Williams. And we've got a whistle and a foul. A reach-in called against Dexter Bailey, his first personal, and the third team foul against the Cubs. New face into the game for Mount Vernon. Cale Cornell, a 5'10 sophomore, checks into the Mountaineer lineup. Meanwhile, Massey gets the inbounds pass, backs it down the lane. Layup no good. Can't buy one off the board. Gets his own rebound and puts it back up and in. Well, the Mountaineers right now controlling the glass, especially at the offensive end of the floor, and Coach Land has seen enough. He calls a timeout, a 30-second timeout charged to the Cubs. 3:09 left to go here in quarter number one. And Mount Vernon with a 14-9 lead. We're tied at 5. And the Mountaineers have now outscored Monette 9-4 to open up a 5-point advantage. 2 ties so far here in the ball game at 3 and 5 points. First time out of the night, charged to either team, as the Cubs had to use a 30 there to try to slow the momentum of the Mountaineers. And I'm sure Coach Land addressing the concern on the glass as well, especially Mount Vernon getting so many offensive rebounds already here in the first quarter. Alex Turner checks back into the ball game. He'll be in there with a foul, as the Cubs have 4 team fouls so far. Long-range 3 from Logan Coons off the right wing, bounces off the iron and goes up off the top of the backboard. Falls back down, and a foul called against the Mountaineers, as Alex Turner gets the rebound, and then a foul against Mount Vernon, their first of the night. And it will go against Brett Campbell. Meanwhile, Alex Turner at the line, free throw up and in. Alex Turner with point number 1 on the first free throw of the night for the Cubs. Turner, a 38% free throw shooter. Monette shoots 65% from the line as a team, and the next one by Turner is also good. He makes them both, and he pulls Monette to within 4. It's to within 3. It's 14-11. Mount Vernon with the advantage with 2:45 left to go first quarter. Campbell guarded closely out front by Blake Moore. Fakes a drive down the right sideline, goes back up top to Boswell. Back around on the left wing to Cornell. Cornell between the rings to Boswell. Turns down the 3, gets a screen from Trace Williams, hands it off to Massey. Massey slices into the lane, his layup good. Boy, Jarrett Massey has done that 3 times already. Down the left side of the paint, up with the left hand, off the glass and in. Massey with 7 points, and the Mountaineers lead at 16-11. Down to 2 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Besh in the lane, and he is fouled. Good entry pass from Jonah Passick to Kobe Besh, and he draws the personal against Jarrett Massey. Second team foul against the Mountaineers. First personal against Massey. Boswell will head to the bench, and Kelly Vaughn, a 5'10 freshman, checks into the Mount Vernon lineup. Foul on the floor, so no free throws. Inbound pass comes from underneath, and they find Kobe Besh at the free throw line, and he knocks down the 15-footer for his first field goal of the night. 2 points for Besh, and the Cubs back to within 3. 16-13, Mount Vernon on top. Under 2 minutes to go, opening quarter. Kelly Vaughn with the ball for the Mountaineers in front of the Monette bench. Brings it around the perimeter. Cornell now to Campbell. Campbell dribbling with the right hand. Goes across the top of the key to Vaughn. Now back to Campbell. Campbell crosses over left side of the key. Gives it off to Massey. Massey lobs one to Campbell. Baseline left to Vaughn. 15-footer no good. Rebound down to Passick. Passick fires it ahead to Logan Coons. Takes it 1-on-2. Misses the layup. But a pushing foul called against the Mountaineers, and now Coach Ray is not happy. And Logan Coons will go to the free throw line. Coons, the leading free throw shooter percentage-wise for the Cubs, behind Kobe Besh. Besh leads the way at 87% from the line. Coons at 79, and the first free throw is no good. So I brag on it. The old announcer's jinx takes over, and he misses the first free throw. Besh will take a seat. David Lee will check in, a 5'9 senior. He comes into the ball game for the first time for the Cubs. The foul was against Kelly Vaughn, his first. The second free throw by Coons is up and in, so Logan Coons now with 6 points. And the Cubs to within 2. It's 16-14 Mount Vernon. A minute 20 left to go here in the first quarter. Williams off on the right wing to Campbell. Campbell down to the baseline, back up, 12-footer, can't buy it, and the rebound down to Turner. Turner gets it ahead to Pasick, out on the left wing to David Lee. Lee skip pass over to Moore. Into the lane to Coons, and a pushing foul from behind against the Mountaineers. Good ball movement by the Cubs. They had Coons at the low post, and a pushing foul on the floor. The Cubs again to inbound from the baseline. Another one against Kelly Vaughn, his second. Pass comes in play to Pasick. Back to Moore. Now to Coons, across to Lee. David Lee, the Mountaineers have gone to a 2-3 zone with substitutions coming into the game. Coons floats in the lane and is called for a travel. The shot was up and in, but it will not count. As they say, Logan Coons took an extra step, and that is turnover number 4 against Monette. Under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Mount Vernon with the basketball and a 2-point lead. 16-14 Mountaineers. Campbell bounces it right side to Massey. Massey from 21. High arching shot goes all the way over the top, misses everything, and the rebound on the weak side to Moore. Fires it ahead to Logan Coons. He takes it the other end and lays it up and in, and he is fouled. So a bucket and an attempt for another for Logan Coons. Logan Coons now with 8 points. The foul against Kelly Vaughn, and that is his third. So he just checked in a few moments ago and quickly picks up 3 fouls. Logan Coons, again, a 79% free throw shooter. Knocks it down, nothing but net. He's got 9 points, as he is now 2 of 3 from the stripe. And Monette back on top, 17-16 on the 3-point swing on the bucket and 1 from Logan Coons. 20 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Trace Williams with the ball, right block, banging against Turner, pushes him back. The shot no good as it comes up short, and it goes out of bounds off of the Mountaineers. Alex Turner and Trace Williams banging hard down there on the low post, and Alex Turner won that battle. Cubs with the basketball, 10 seconds to play here in the first quarter, and Monette with a 1-point lead. Cubs will be holding for the last shot. Try to set up a shot for Coons. If not, one of the other players will try to break free. Coons goes behind the back and then loses the dribble. Gives it ahead to Campbell. Shot from half court at the buzzer, off the glass, off the rim, and no good. And we have completed 8 minutes of play here for Mount Vernon High School. At the end of the first, it's Monette 17, Mount Vernon 16. We'll take a break and be back with quarter number 2. Network.
More than 12 million children in the U.S. are at risk of every day. At Tyson Foods, our team members across the country try to get and raise money for hunger relief in our own communities. Since 2000, we've donated 68 million pounds of protein to fight hunger, but it doesn't begin to address the needs out there. Please join us by becoming involved in hunger relief in our own community. Together, we can feed those in need. Tyson Foods is a proud sponsor of Monette.
For all things Monette Cubs, tune to KKBL 95.9 The Buzz.
IMEC is a manufacturer of sheet metal fabrication and machine parts for their manufacturers. Established in 1982, IMEC has found that a commitment to investing in people and equipment has enabled steady growth and added services to customers. Skilled employees, modern CNC, and a dedication to meeting customer needs and expectations ensure quality while providing turnaround of required components. IMEC, located at 1716 in Monette, is a proud supporter of the Monette.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mount Vernon High School. We are underway in the second quarter. Monette leading Mount Vernon 17-16, and the Mountaineers with possession of the basketball. Trace Williams battling Kobe Besh now down on the low post, as Monette has also changed things up a little bit defensively. Trace Williams now at the high post, gets the pass from Campbell. Gives it out front to Cornell, now to Massey. Back down to Williams. Massey, 3-ball out of the left-hand corner. A high arching shot, and it finds the bottom of the net. Jarrett Massey had been doing it from the inside in the first quarter. Now he drains a 3, the first tray of the night by the Mountaineers. He's got 10 as he becomes the first player in double digits. And Mount Vernon back in front, 19-17. Now we got a whistle and a foul. Stops the clock at 7:08 left to go in the first half. A clearing out foul called against the Cubs. And that goes against Kobe Besh, his first personal. And the team fouls now even at 5 apiece. Campbell brings it across the timeline, gives it to Cornell. Back to Campbell. Brett Campbell inside the arc. Looks for Massey. Takes a quick peek in the lane. Everything covered up. Goes to Cornell. Back to Campbell on the right wing. Campbell out high. Tries to bounce pass in the lane to Williams. Picks it up. Goes to Massey. 3-ball up. Comes off the front iron. Hadlock runs it down in the far corner. Keeps it alive for the Mountaineers. Back up top to Campbell. Campbell off on the right wing. This time to Cornell. Back to Brett Campbell. Checks with Coach Ray, and the Mountaineers reset. Monette playing good half-court defense right now. Early on here in the second quarter. Mountaineers leading 19-17. Campbell with the ball. Takes a quick peek in the paint again. Cubs is making a conscious effort to cover up Trace Williams down low. Mountaineers offense becoming a little bit stagnant here all of a sudden. A lot of that has to do with the Monette defense. Campbell crosses it over up top. Goes to Hadlock on the left sideline. Back to Campbell. Now Williams has to come out to the free throw line. Receives the pass, hands it off to Campbell. Campbell pull up 17-footer, and he hits. So Brett Campbell with his first points of the night, and all 5 starters have now scored for the Mountaineers. Well, check that. Ty Boswell still hasn't scored. So 4 of the 5 have scored for Mount Vernon, and they lead by 4 at 21-17. Largest lead of the ball game has been 5 for the Mountaineers and 3 for the Cubs. Nice shot underneath by Alex Turner. Can't buy it, but he draws the foul. Good entry pass by the Monette offense. Gets it down low to Turner, and he will step to the free throw line. The foul called against Trace Williams, his first personal. Team foul number 6 against Mount Vernon. Cubs are 4 of 5 from the free throw line here in the early going, and Turner's free throw no good. Made his first 2, but he misses this one. Turner a 38% free throw shooter on the season. Ty Boswell checks back into the Mountaineer lineup. He'll give Brett Campbell a breather. Lots of things going on here early on in this one. And the second free throw rolls around and falls off the right side. No good, but Kobe Besh is there to get the rebound for the Cubs. Mount Vernon leading 21-17. Pasick tries to force one inside to Turner, and the ball's stolen away by Mount Vernon. Massey at the other end finds Boswell, and he banks it up and in. So Ty Boswell with the bucket, and now all 5 starters have scored for Mount Vernon, and they lead it by 6, 23-17, their largest lead of the first half. Jonah Pasick at the other end, drives into the lane, gets a floater up. It's partially blocked from behind by Massey and goes out of play off of the Mountaineers. Jarrett Massey coming in with the help defense. And the Cubs will inbound from the baseline. Blake Moore to trigger it back inbounds from underneath. Goes up top to Besh, spots up from 21, comes off the front iron, and Massey clears away the board. Rebounds tied at 7 apiece. Mount Vernon looking to build on a 6-point advantage. Cale Cornell between the rings finds Massey off on the right side to Hadlock. 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Trace Williams in the right-hand corner, back around the 3-point line. Massey now on the left-hand side. Goes to Cornell. Here we go back to the right side. Hadlock open for 3, and he hits. Garrett Hadlock drains the jumper, his first field goal of the night. He's got 5 points, and Mount Vernon, their lead has grown to 9, 26-17. 4.5 left to go before intermission. Logan Coons trying to spin around the defense down on the baseline, and we got a blocking foul, or do we? We've got a hooking foul called against the Cubs. Logan Coons draws his first. Team fouls even now at 6 apiece. Next whistle against either team, and they will have their opponent shooting the 1-and-1. Mount Vernon has outscored Monette 10-0 so far here in the second quarter. Cubs still looking for their first points of quarter number 2, and we've played nearly 4 minutes. Pull-up jumper by Cornell from the right side, and he knocks down the 12-footer. Cale Cornell with 2 points, and it's a 12-0 run for the Mountaineers, and Coach Land has to call a timeout. A full timeout charged to Monette with 4:07 left to go in the half, and Mount Vernon leading by 11, 28-17. We'll take a break as well. Back with more from Mount Vernon, Big 8 Conference basketball here on the Talon Network.
This live broadcast of high school sports on the Talon Network is brought to you in part by these sports club members. Community National Bank, your community bank, with 2 locations to serve Highway 60 and Chapel Drive in Monette and in Aurora. Member FDIC. The Bayou Restaurant. When your belly is raging for Cajun, head over to the Bayou on Highway 6 in Monette. Bell & Associates Financial Services. They've been serving Monette and the Southwest Missouri area since 1983, helping their improve their long-term financial success. Call 1-7-235-7900 or online at bellandassociates.net. And your State Farm insurance agent in Vernon is Phil Davidson. For life, health, call Phil Davidson, State Farm Insurance, Mount Vernon at 466-7651.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mount Vernon High School. Tony Ramsey running the camera for us on MonetWebTV.com. 4:07 left to go in the half. And Mount Vernon on a 12-0 run here to start the second quarter has opened up an 11-point lead. The Mountaineers over the Cubs 28-17. Kobe Besh between the circles. Monette has not scored here in quarter number 2, and now they lose the basketball. No, the ball deflected out of play. Last touch by the Mountaineers. The Cubs will keep possession. And they will inbound the ball in front of that infamous, Mountaineer cheering section. The student body all together in one corner. And they were trying to distract the inbounds play, but the Cubs were able to get it in play. And a foul called against Jarrett Massey, his second personal. He'll head to the bench, and Brett Campbell checks back into the game for Mount Vernon. Meanwhile, Jonah Pazik will go to the free throw line. That is the 17th foul against the Mountaineers, and the Cubs in the bonus. Pazik, a 62% free throw shooter. He's got 2 points in the ball game, and now make it 3 as he knocks down the first free throw. Cubs 5 of 8 from the line here in the first half. Again, Monette shooting 65% from the free throw line as a team. Next one by Pazik. Rims around and goes down. He's got 4 points. And that ends that 12-0 run here in the second quarter for the Mountaineers. Cubs got the lead back under double digits. It's a 9-point advantage, and now the Cubs come up with a turnover. Good pressure defense, forcing the second turnover against Mount Vernon. Monette quickly into the front court. Blake Moore off on the right wing to Pazik. Pazik guarded closely by Boswell. Mount Vernon back into the half-court man-to-man. Pazik off on the left wing to Blake Moore. Moore holds it up high with both hands, lobs down low to Besh. Besh turnaround jumper off the glass over Williams. It's good. Kobe Besh with 4 points. And the Cubs battling back have cut the lead down to 7. Campbell fires the pass out on the left wing to Hadlock. Hadlock with Monette in the man-to-man as well. Goes across to Trace Williams. Williams thought about the 15-footer. In turn goes out in the corner. Cornell back to Boswell, and now at the top of the lane, and a pull-up jumper from the free throw line by Brett Campbell is good. 4 points for Campbell. Back and forth we go. Pazik gets the pass from Blake Moore, spins a dribble into the right elbow, gives it off to Moore beyond three-point range, back to Coons. Logan Coons has got a three, thought about pulling the trigger there, but turned it down with the defensive Hadlock jumping in his face. Now Moore with the ball on the left wing, lobs it down low to Turner, backs it down against Campbell, can't buy it off the glass, and the rebound down to the Mountaineers. Tough shooting luck there for Alex Turner. Down the lane we go, and Campbell called for a travel. Drug the pivot foot and commits the third turnover of the night against the Mountaineers. 30-21, Mount Vernon with the lead. 2:20 left to go here before halftime. Blake Moore crosses it over at the midcourt stripe, guarded by Cornell. Goes to the right elbow to Turner, gives it back to Moore. Blake Moore fires it off to Coons. Spots up from three, pulls the trigger and hits. Nothing but net for Logan Coons. His second tray of the night, his 45th of the year, and he leads all scorers with 12 points. The Cubs back to within 6. 30-24 now. Monette trailing by a half a dozen with less than 2 minutes to go before halftime. Free throw line, the ball goes to Trace Williams. Up top to Ty Boswell. He'll try to answer with a tray. It's no good, and the rebound down to Kobe Besh. Besh fires it out to Logan Coons. Goes around Hadlock, and then the ball poked free from behind. Oh, they're going to call a foul against Hadlock, and now Coach Ray upset again. Looked like it was going to be a harmless ball out of bounds to the Cubs, but they say Hadlock got him on the arm, and Garrett Hadlock picks up his first personal. And Logan Coons goes to the free throw line for the Cubs. Shot up and in. Logan Coons now with 13. Monette unofficially 7 of 9 from the line. as Coons makes the first one and pulls Monette to within 5. Next one by Coons is good. Rims it home, and he's got 14 points to lead all scorers. Monette back to within 4. Mount Vernon with possession with a minute and a half left to go before the break. And a ball that got errantly thrown to the wing. Ahead, Besh goes to Coons. Count it, and he'll go to the line once again. A misplay at one end by the Mountaineers. 2 players that the ball was being passed to both thought it was going to their teammate and turned their back on it. Besh made the steal, fired it ahead to Coons. He makes the driving layup and is fouled and knocks down the free throw. He's got 17 points here in the first half, and the Cubs have cut the Mountaineer lead down to 1. It's 30-29. Monette trailing by a single point with a minute 20 left to go before intermission. And now we've got a foul on the other side, and the Mountaineers are going to go into the 1-and-1. Foul called against David Lee. His first personal. 17th foul against Monette, and it will put Ty Boswell at the free throw line. Now Vernon 4 of 5 from the line tonight, but all of those back in the first quarter. Boswell's first free throw attempt is up and in. He's got 3 points. So the Cubs on a 7-0 run. It got it down to a 1-point game, but now Boswell misses a second. The rebound down to Monette. Besh at the other end for 3, yes! Kobe Besh, his 28th 3 of the year. He shoots 39% from beyond the arc, and Monette takes the lead 32-31. We're down to 60 seconds left to go here before halftime. The seesaw action continues. Boswell pull up at the left elbow. 15-footer rattles in and out. Rebound down to David Lee. Lee gives it off to Besh. Fires it ahead to Pasick. Down to 45 seconds left to go before intermission. Lob into the lane to Turner. Backs it down against Campbell. And a foul against the Mountaineers. And that will put Alex Turner at the free throw line. The foul called against Cale Cornell on the reach-in. His first personal. And the 10th team foul against Mount Vernon. Meanwhile, Turner at the line. Free throw no good. Well, Alex Turner, only a 38% free throw shooter, made his first 2 of the night, but now has missed 3 in a row. Next one by Turner is no good again. And Pasick caught for going over the back. Jonah Pasick picks up his first personal and will walk to the other end, and Mount Vernon will be at the line. Kobe Besh getting a breather here at the end of the first half. Dexter Bailey checking back into the game for Monette, and at the line it'll be Ty Boswell for the Mountaineers. 8th team foul against the Cubs. Had a lot of action here in the first 2 quarters. A lot of points put up on the board. And Ty Boswell's free throw off the front iron, no good. Rebound down to Jonah Pasick. The Cubs will get another crack at it here before halftime. They lead at 32-31, and we're down to 30 seconds left to go before the break. Logan Coons dribbles it from right hand to left hand out near the midcourt stripe. Starting to draw some of the attention of the Mount Vernon student section. Now they give it off to Pasick. 20 seconds left to go before halftime. Cubs holding for the last shot. Turner at the high post gives it off to Pasick. Clock down to 12 seconds. Coons takes a look up at the scoreboard, shows 10 seconds. Clock down to 8. Clock down to 6. Down to 5. They set a screen for Coons down to the baseline. Fadeaway 18-footer with 1 second is no good. And the rebound down to Williams. And the first half has come to a close. As they head to the locker room here at halftime, Monette leading over Mount Vernon 32-31. We'll step aside, let you hear from our sponsors, and then be back with tonight's halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
You ever wonder what dogs are when cars go by? Well, Shelter Insurance's special dog coder app. And listen in. Classy pickup. How illegal? 57. 56. Oh, stop the parking. Check out the German V8. At Shelter Insurance, we've been offering all your favorite rides since 1940.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Agent Randall Click. Jack Henry and Associates was founded in 1976 to provide the computer banks need to process financial transactions and data. Today, the company is a recognized industry leader offering a broad array of solutions managing mission-critical business information, processing transactions, and automating business processes. Today, the technology solutions provided by Jack Henry & Associates are used in 8,700 financial services organizations of all asset sizes and charters, and diverse businesses outside the financial industry. Jack Henry & Associates, West Highway in Monette.
Do you have a big outdoor project you think you can't do yourself? Project you don't have the right tools or equipment for? Well, before you hire a to the job, check with Monette Rental and Save. They've got hundreds of tools for rent and knowledgeable staff ready to answer questions and show you how to safely every tool you rent. When from Monette Rental and Sales, you get projects done affordably and done. Whether it's a paver saw, that's that new patio brick, a skid splitter to help you move heavy loads, or a nail and post auger to help that deck you've been dreaming of. Renting helps you do a professional job without the pro prices. Visit us at Monette Rental and Sales, 3 miles east of Monette on Business 60, or 360308. Remember, when it comes to your next project, renting's the smart way to get things done.
When you get your day in court, have a professional. If you a seasoned professional, John Woodard is just that type of professional. In family, criminal defense, wills and trusts, and as well as lawsuits, contracts. Involved in an accident, a DUI, a felon, maybe you need help with an adoption or divorce, for death, and avoid probate, or give the attorney to a loved one in the case of illness. 417-235-0033. John Woodard's office has been helping people in the Ozarks for years. When you get your day in court, make sure you have a professional with the experience you can trust. John Woodard's office is at 1001 East Bay in Monette, 235-0033. The choice of an attorney is an important decision. It should not be based solely upon advertisement.
In a hurry? Why? What? At Old Town Pharmacy, you will find fast service. They accept almost all insurance plans and gladly match any local competitor prices, including the $4 generic. They offer delivery services several times a week and have a drive-through for drop-off for added convenience. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday 9 to 6, 9 to 3, and Sunday 12 to 4. Old Town Pharmacy, 100 Chapel Drive, Monette, in the Old Town Village. Call 7-635-1100.
Local residents have been counting on that time since 1899. We give you the whole story on what's going on in the community, not just bits and pieces. As a taxpayer, you deserve nothing less. That's why our colleagues have named us amongst the all daily newspapers in the state. Proud to the Times for local news and opinions on issues that matter to you. Call 417-235-3035 to subscribe today. 417-235-3035.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mount Vernon. We are at halftime, and the Monette Cubs leading over the Mount Vernon Mountaineers by a score of 32-31. Tony Ramsey alongside, running the camera for us tonight on MonetteWebTV.com. Well, it was a wild first half. Monette led 17-16 at the end of the first quarter. We had a pair of ties in the first quarter at 3 and 5. Mount Vernon led by as many as 5 points in the first quarter of play. And then the Cubs came storming back to take the lead right at the end of the first 8 minutes, 17-16. Then the second quarter started, and the Monette Cubs went on a 4+ minute dry spell as Mount Vernon outscored the Cubs to start the second quarter 12-0. But then the Cubs, in the final 4 minutes of the second quarter, would outscore the Mountaineers 15-3, and Monette back in front by 1, 32-31 here at halftime. Mount Vernon had a double-digit lead a couple of different times there in the second quarter, but the Cubs reeled them back in, and the Cubs have regained control here at the break by a point, 32-31. We'll take another break and let you hear from some of the sponsors of tonight's ball game. It is homecoming here tonight, so they are having an extended halftime, recognizing some of the teachers here at Mount Vernon for their years of service, and I think the Coquettes dance team is also going to put on a performance for the fans. A great crowd here tonight for this Big 8 game. A lot of Mount Vernon fans, of course, because it is homecoming, but a great group of purple and gold Monette fans over here tonight as well, coming over to root on the Cubs. Monette leads at 32-31 here at the break. We'll look at some of the first half scoring numbers when we come back. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
The Monette Cubs Athletic Booster Club would like to invite you to become part of this season's Cub Pride Catch the Spirit membership drive. Athletic programs serve as the window to school and community. Becoming part of the Cubs Athletic Booster Club will help the athletic programs and support efforts to keep Monette going. They support all high school athletic programs either monetarily or with volunteer support and help promote team spirit. Whether financial or volunteering time is greatly appreciated. For more information about the Monette Cubs Athletic Booster Club, contact any Booster Club member. And don't forget to follow on Facebook for the latest on upcoming events.
Once you start banking online, it all just starts to click. E-statements, online bill pay, 24/7 access, your whole financial picture right on your screen. Plus, bank, you get the local support you need to make it all work. Get clear online banking today. Community National Bank, a better way. Member FDIC. Visit us online at cnbbanking.com.
Whether it's Chevy or GM, stop Mays Automotive at highways 39 and 60 in Missouri. They've got what you're looking for and a variety of styles and colors to choose from. If it's fuel you seek, check out the Chevy Cruze. For more room, see the Malibus or Impalas. If it's trucks, they've got trucks, Silverados, Sierras, and Colorados. What about SUVs? With Tahoe, Yukon, Equinox, Traverse, Terrain. If luxury is what you're after, Mays has a Cadillac. And if you want to rev things, see the Camaros or Corvettes. Mays in Aurora, Missouri, junctions of Highway 39, or visit them online at maysautomotive.com.
Race Brother, Farm and Home Supply.
Hi, Roger here from Race Brothers. We're a big store with a lot of stuff. At Race Brothers, there's always something new to talk about. We have the collection of truck toolboxes in Southwest Missouri. We have pet supplies, dog food, cat, supper dishes, collars, leashes, and healthcare products. And for the kids, we have great toys, video flyer wagons, and pedal tracks. Collectibles like Schlake, Briar, or on out to Race Brothers in Springfield, cards and that. You'll like the way we do business. Tell them.
Race Brothers, Farm and Supply. Western Way.
I'm Professor Burke from Farmers Insurance, and is 30 seconds of smart. So you want to save your auto insurance. Get an alarm, drive, taxi, graduate, bundle policies, don't get, make automatic payments, and of course talk to farmers. Because the more you know about auto insurance, the more you can save.
Our farmers,
Get smarter about your insurance at .com.
Stop in and see your local farmer at Kyle Newbold at 403 Plaza Monette or call 737-444.
We are at halftime. The Monette Cubs leading over the Mount Vernon Mountaineers by a score of 32-31. Looking at the scoring from the first half, first of all, for Monette, they were led by Logan Coons. He averages 18 points a game. He's got a pair of three-pointers and 17 points here at halftime. Also scoring for the Cubs, Jonah Pazik has 4 points. Dexter Bailey with 2. Kobe Besh hit a 3 and has 7 points here at the break, and Alex Turner with 2 points. For the Mount Vernon Mountaineers, they were led by Jarrett Massey. He knocked down a three-pointer, and he is the only Mountaineer in double figures here at the break. He has 10 points. Garrett Hadlock hit a 3. He's got 5. Ty Boswell has 3 points, a field goal and a free throw. Brett Campbell's got 4 points. Cale Cornell with 2 points, and Trace Williams with 7 points, but all 7 of those points coming in the first quarter of play. Monette 9 of 13 from the free throw line. The Mountaineers were 5 of 7 from the stripe in the first half. The Cubs turned it over 6 times. Mount Vernon turned it over 4 times. And Monette, after getting out-rebounded badly early on, regrouped and did a much better job boarding in the latter stages of the first quarter and then on into the second quarter. And Monette holds the advantage here at the half on the boards, out-rebounding the Mountaineers 11-9. 32-31, Monette with the advantage here at halftime. Again, it is homecoming tonight here at Mount Vernon. And Addie Jones crowned the homecoming queen, and she is reigning over tonight's festivities. Monette won the freshman game. The Cubs also took the JV game, and they lead by 1 here at halftime in the varsity contest, 32-31. Mount Vernon Jazz Band entertaining this large crowd here tonight at Mount Vernon. The Cubs coming up next will be playing next Thursday And normally they don't play on Thursday night unless it's in a tournament, but it's a boys-girls doubleheader for the Lady Cubs and the Cubs next Thursday, February the 11th, when they will be at Seneca battling the Indians. And then it's 3 home games to close out the regular season for Monette. On the 16th, they'll be at home against Lamar. On the 19th, they'll be at home against East Newton. And then the 23rd will be the final game of the regular season. They will be at home against Cassville. And we will have live coverage of that game between the Cubs and the Wildcats right here on 95.9 The Buzz and MonetteWebTV.com. Mount Vernon has a busy schedule, especially next week, because they've got a couple of makeup games. Back in January when that icy weather hit, the Mountaineers lost 2 games off the schedule, and they're going to try to make them up next week. So they will play Monday night in a makeup game against Aurora. They'll play Wednesday night in a makeup game against Stratford, and then they will play next Friday on the road at Lamar. Then they come back home on the 16th to play Seneca. They will be at home against Carl Junction on the 18th, and then it's off to district play for the Mountaineers. They are a Class 3 school, so they'll start district tournament play a week before Monette, who is a Class 4 school. Mount Vernon's district this year at Stockton. Monette's district tournament this year at Carthage. Monette leads at 32-31 here at halftime. Both teams making their way back out of the locker room, going through their warm-ups before we start the second half. For the folks here in the Mount Vernon area, just a date to mark on your calendar, it's the annual chili supper, and it will be February the 18th, the night the Mountaineers play Carl Junction, and it will take place in the high school commons area just outside the gymnasium from 5 to 6:30. Second annual chili supper going to support the Mount Vernon Booster Club, and that is coming up on February the 18th prior to the game against Carl Junction. 32-31, Monette over Mount Vernon here at halftime. We're going to take another break and be back with the start of the third quarter. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
Cut down your energy bill as much as 10% when you partner with Superior Spray. You can use spray foam insulation, big crawl space, foundation, walls, and more. Not only will spray foam regulate the home's temperature, it will also eliminate the possibility of mold growth and adds another layer to the home's exterior. Call Josh Copeland, Superior Spray Foam, for a free estimate energy consultation. Josh Copeland, Spray Foam, 417-737-1206, or visit them at SuperiorSprayFoamMO.com.
Why is steel the world's #1 chainsaw not sold at Lowe's Home Depot? Reliable on-site service is one reason, but there are 8,000 other reasons. Each one is an independent dealer you can count on for straight talk and expert on steel products when you need it. And each product sold is fully assembled and ready to go. Are you ready? Steel.
Come see Leonard at Coast to Coast, 500 South Monette, your source for everything steel.
You're welcome at Bruner Pharmacy. For 3 generations, nearly 40 years, Bruner Pharmacy family has lived, worked, and supported the fine Monette community that they call. Bruner Pharmacy is a full-line pharmacy, Hallmark Gold Crown Gift Center, where items and gift ideas are added consistently. Now you can log on to their new website, BrunerPharmacy.com, to place your order and view their partial listing of prescription plans available. They offer free delivery to city limits, compounding services, Spanish-speaking staff, and accept all insurance plans, all with friendly service. Bruner Pharmacy, your local Hallmark Gold Crown gift store. Simply upgrades to meet your every pharmaceutical gift-giving need at 321 Way in Monette.
How healthy is your heart? Find out at Cox Monette Hospital. February 26th from 8 to 10 a.m. For just $40, you'll get a stroke and cardiac assessment, important health information, plus labs for your cholesterol, blood sugar, and thyroid function. We'll wrap it all with a heart-healthy breakfast. Seats limited, so please register early. Give us a call at 417-344-1288.
Hey, Dad, what do you call a f***ing bull? A bulldozer.
That's funny stuff. I'm just glad the Huffmaster Insurance aren't sleeping on the job. They helped me evaluate my insurance needs for exposure I have and gave me some options I didn't know were available before. And they helped find the best rate without compromising our coverage. We were able to package all our insurance so we don't have any gaps in coverage.
Dad, sounds like grown-up stuff. What's it all really mean?
It means that now we're able to sleep at night, knowing our farm is well
Upmaster Insurance, 7th Street in Monette. Call 53555.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mount Vernon. Tony Ramsey running the camera for us tonight on MonetteWebTV.com. Just about ready to start the second half. 32-31. Monette with the lead over the Mountaineers. Excuse me, as we get ready to start the third quarter. Logan Coons leading the way for the Cubs with 17. He's the only player in double digits for Monette. Kobe Besh has 7. Jarrett Massey in double digits for the Mountaineers with 10. And Trace Williams with 7 for Mount Vernon. It'll be Garrett Hadlock, Brett Campbell, Ty Boswell, Jarrett Massey, and Trace Williams to start the second half for Mount Vernon. Logan Coons, Alex Turner, Kobe Besh, Jonah Pazick, and Cameron Witt for the Cubs. Cameron Witt picked up 2 early fouls and did not play in the second quarter, so he will be back on the floor here to start the second half. Looking at the foul situation, Kelly Vaughn has 3 personals for Mount Vernon. Jarrett Massey with 2. Cameron Witt, the only Monette player, with 2 personal fouls as we start the second half. Cubs basketball, and they lead by a point to start the third quarter. Cameron Witt off on the left wing to Jonah Pazick. Brings it up high to Alex Turner. Reverses it right side now to Coons. Logan Coons back up between the circles to Cameron Witt. Off on the left wing to Pazick. Brings it down to the baseline. Tries to pass inside to Besh. Goes to Turner. Back to Witt. Mount Vernon comes out in the half-court man-to-man. Logan Coons backs up to the free throw line. Goes to Witt on the right side. Back at the right elbow to Pazick. 15-footer no good, and the rebound down to Massey. Jarrett Massey feeds it out along the sideline to Brett Campbell. Campbell quickly down to the wing. Pass deflected, but picked up by Boswell. Off to Massey, now on the right sideline, into the corner to Hadlock. Back up along the arc to Massey. Massey around the defense, spins back in the lane. Floater with the right hand, no good. Rebound down to Pazick. Jonah Pazick brings it into the front court for the Cubs. Nobody picks him up. He brings it all the way to the baseline. Now a bounce pass in traffic to Besh. Spins with the right hand and puts it up and in. Kobe Besh with 9 points. And the Cubs extend their lead to 3. 34-31. Just underway here in the second half. Monette's largest lead of the night was 4 points. That's back in the first half. Mount Vernon had double-digit leads a couple of times in the second quarter, but the Cubs were able to get it back and take the lead at halftime. Foul called against Kobe Besh at the Mount Vernon offensive end, and it will send Ty Boswell to the free throw line. Second personal against Besh. First team foul against the Cubs here in the second half. Boswell at the line, and the free throw up, no good. Mount Vernon now 5 of 8 from the line here in tonight's ball game. Boswell, a sophomore, has 3 points on the night. Second free throw comes up short. Rebound down to Turner. Alex Turner gives it ahead to Cameron Witt. He'll walk it up the far side, brings it across the timeline now, guarded closely by Campbell. Kobe Besh with the ball beyond the three-point line to Pazick. Fakes right, goes back left to Coons. Coons shadowed by Garrett Hadlock. Finds Pazick, head of the key, right wing now to Witt. Skip pass through to the free throw line. Jonah Pazick out on the perimeter to Kobe Besh. Back to Witt. The defense sags off of him. Mount Vernon stays in the man-to-man. Cubs trying to get a screen for their shooters, Pazick, Besh, and Coons. Or hopefully something can open up inside for Besh or Turner. But the Mountaineer defense doing a great job right now against the Cubs half-court offense. 5:40 left to go in the third quarter. Monette with a 34-31 lead. And the Cubs looking to crack that Mount Vernon D. Top of the key. Pazick will try to break it up with a three, and he does. Jonah Pazick, his third 3 of the year. He was 2 of 13 from beyond the arc coming into tonight, and he knocks down that three-pointer, and the Cubs lead by 6. 37-31 with 5:15 left to go third quarter. Campbell with the basketball. Shadowed by Pazick. Goes to Hadlock, right sideline now to Massey. Jared Massey back to Hadlock. Touch pass goes to Williams. Gives it right back to Hadlock. Now to Massey. Quick entry in the lane to Williams, and he is slammed into by Turner. And Alex Turner picks up his second personal. Second team foul against the Cubs. Is it going to be on the floor? Looks like it is. So Mount Vernon will inbound from the baseline. Jarrett Massey to work it back in play. Pass in the lane to Williams. Pull up 10-footer. Can't buy it. Rebound. No. Campbell goes up and over the back. Or does he? They're going to call a pushing foul against the Cubs. So correction. Pushing foul against Monette. And the Mountaineers will keep possession. Blake Moore comes in. He replaces Cameron Witt, who picks up his third personal foul. Massey gets it in play to Boswell. Up top to Hadlock. Now pass deflected by Moore. Goes right into the hands of Bodwell, and then Boswell travels. It's only the 5th turnover of the night against the Mountaineers, but it'll give it back to Monette with the Cubs with a 6-point lead. 4:45 left to go here in quarter number 3. Monette on top, 37-31. Cubs led 32-31 at the break, and they have scored the first 5 points of the second half. Coons slices through in front of Moore. Moore goes off on the right wing to Pazik, trying to lob it down to Besh, and it's stolen by Massey. Massey feeds it ahead to Brett Campbell. Campbell weaves his way through traffic, pulls up at the free throw line, misses the 15-footer. Rebound run down by Massey in the left-hand corner. Massey brings it along the arc. Between the rings now to Campbell. Campbell hooks a pass into the right-hand corner to Hadlock. Hadlock, high post to Boswell. Boswell down the right side of the lane, goes back to Campbell. Campbell reverses, layup with the right hand, no good off the glass. Rebound down to Williams. His shot no good, and he is fouled. 4:01 left to go here in the third quarter. Monette leading 37-31, and Trace Williams at the free throw line. Foul called against Alex Turner, and that is his third. So the Cubs with Witt and Turner each with 3 personals. The first free throw by Williams, no good, too strong. Kelly Vaughn's got 3 for the Mountaineers. So Turner will head to the bench, and the Cubs will lose a little size with Alex Turner heading to the sideline. Dexter Bailey checks back into the Monette lineup. Mount Vernon now 5 of 9 from the line. They started off a perfect 4 of 4, but has struggled as of late, but Trace Williams changes that as he makes the second free throw attempt. He's got 8 points, his first points since the first quarter. And that ends a 5-0 run for the Cubs. And a 4+ minute scoring drought for the Mountaineers to start the second half. Mount Vernon drops back into their 2-3 zone with the substitutes in the game, and Monette wants them to play a man-to-man. So Blake Moore is standing out near the midcourt circle, just dribbling the basketball. And now it looks like Mount Vernon says, yeah, we'll go back to the man-to-man. So the Cubs break up the Mount Vernon zone. Logan Coons from the right wing misses the 18-footer. Pazik clears away the offensive rebound, drives back in, feeds along the perimeter to Besh. From 22, it's too strong. Long rebound fought for from Hadlock and Bailey, and it goes out of bounds off of Garrett Hadlock. So a flurry of action after Mount Vernon come out of the zone and started to play man-to-man, but the ball deflected out of play. Boswell will head to the bench. He is replaced by Cale Cornell. Excuse me, and the Cubs to inbound from the right-hand corner. Jonah Pazik bounces it in play to Besh. Way out beyond 3 to Moore. Now to Logan Coons. Swoops in the lane. Misses. No, it rolls all the way around and comes in the back door for 2 points for Logan Coons. Excuse me. The ball was looking like it was going to roll off the left side of the rim, but came back in the backside, and Coons has 19, but at the other end, Jarrett Massey answers for the Mountaineers, and he is fouled. So a 3-point play attempt for Massey. He leads Mount Vernon with 12 and will be at the line for the and one. The foul called against Dexter Bailey, his second. Massey's free throw is too strong, and Kobe Besh goes up high and yanks it down with the right hand for the Cubs. 39-34, Monette with the lead. 2:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Pazik comes over to the Monette sideline, gets some instructions from Coach Land, and then the defensive pressure from Massey draws a foul. And that'll be the third against Jarrett Massey, and that's something Coach Ray does not like to see, his leading scorer picking up his third personal. Kelly Vaughn comes in for Mount Vernon, and we've got a 30-second timeout charged to the Mountaineers. 2:39 left to go here in the third quarter. Monette leading 39-34. First timeout of the night charged to Mount Vernon. The Cubs have used 2 timeouts. They still have 2 full timeouts and a 30-second timeout remaining. Cubs won the freshman game. They won the JV game, and they lead by 5 here in the varsity contest. Trying to make it a clean sweep here tonight and spoil Mount Vernon's homecoming. Cubs back out on the floor. Turner re-enters for Monette. He'll be joined by Besh, Pasick, Moore, and Coons. So Alex Turner will have to play smart here. He's got 3 personals. It's Cornell, Vaughn, Hadlock, Williams, and Massey for the Mountaineers. So Coach Ray goes small with the 3 guards. Kobe Besh gets an entry pass on the low block, misses the shot off the window, and then fouls. Trying to reach in and knock it away from Trace Williams. And that will be the 3rd against Kobe Besh. So both big men in a little bit of foul trouble for the Cubs here. Still with 2:29 left to go in the 3rd. That's the 6th team foul against the Cubs. Next whistle against Monette will put Mount Vernon into the 1-1. Mountaineers have been whistled for only 1 foul so far here in the second half. Kelly Vaughn spins the dribble out on the left wing, goes to Hadlock around the 3-point line to Williams. Williams on the right side now with 2 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Fires the pass up high, and it goes off the fingertips of Massey and out of play. Turnover number 6 against Mount Vernon. The Cubs inbound in the backcourt to Logan Coons. He'll hand it off to Jonah Pasick. Into the front court to David Lee. Lee starts right, goes back left to Moore. Cubs with 3 guards in the game as well. Pasick now between the circles. Nice pass on the right block to Turner, and he is fouled. Great entry pass from Jonah Pasick to Alex Turner, and Turner will go to the line. Foul called against Jarrett Massey, and that is his 4th. He becomes the first player for either team to pick up 4 personals. So back at the line is Alex Turner. Free throw up and in. 3 points for Turner. After Turner made his first 2 free throw attempts of the night, he missed 4 in a row, but now breaks that string as he hits the first. 6'4" junior makes the second. He's got 4 points, and the Cubs lead by 6. Monette over Mount Vernon, 41-34. 7-point advantage for the Cubs as they just attack the extra point up on the scoreboard. Minute 38 left to go, 3rd quarter. We got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And it goes against Blake Moore. Holding foul called against Moore, his first personal. And that will be team foul number 7 against Monette and put Mount Vernon into the 1-1. It will send Cale Cornell to the free throw line. Cornell, a 5'10" sophomore, has got 2 points on the night. And the first one is up and in, so he'll earn the bonus. Cornell now with 3 points. 41-35, Monette up by 6. Next one by Cornell is good. He makes them both. He's got 4 points. And the Mountaineers back to within 5. 41-36, Cubs with the advantage in the basketball. Pasick driving inside, takes it all the way to the block against Boswell and draws the foul. Ty Boswell called for the hold, his first personal. 3rd team foul against the Mountaineers, and the Cubs to inbound from underneath. Blake Moore to trigger it back inbounds for the purple and gold, and he gets it into the corner to Pasick. Pasick up along the arc to Logan Coons, into the free throw line, back to Pasick in the corner. Snap pass on the right block to Turner, back up top to Coons. Good ball moved by the Cubs. Coons down the lane, and he's called for a travel. Tried a little sidestep and picks up a turnover. 11th turnover of the night against the Cubs. And Mount Vernon will get it back with 1:15 left to go, 3rd quarter. Monette with a 5-point lead. Brett Campbell behind the back. Ball knocked free by Pasick. Goes into the hands of Lee. Back to Pasick. Now to Coons. Good. Layup up and in for Logan Coons, and he's got 21. Great defense from Pasick. And a good pass from Lee to Jonah Pasick, who gets the assist on the layup by Logan Coons. 43-36. The Cubs by 7, and now Mount Vernon loses the basketball, and Coach Ray is not pleased with his freshman guard as that pass sails out of play. Turnover number 8 against the Mountaineers. Mount Vernon now with a little defense in the backcourt. First time tonight they've done that. Logan Coons will bring it across the timeline, takes a dribble behind the back, drives against Cornell. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Monette up by 7. Pasick gives it off to Blake Moore. Moore guarded closely by Kelly Vaughn. Vaughn playing with 3 personals. Back to Pazik. The Cubs are going to hold for the last shot unless something wide open presents itself. We're down to 20 seconds left to go third quarter. Coons gives it off to Moore. Down to 15 seconds. Blake Moore still keeps the dribble alive, and now we get a 5-second count. Blake Moore could not shake Kelly Vaughn, and the Cubs turn it over. 9 turnovers now against the Cubs, and the Mountaineers get it back. We're under 10 seconds left to go in the third. Cornell to Campbell. Clock down to 6 seconds. Campbell, guarded by Pazik, takes it to the free throw line. Clock down to 3, 2. Vaughn at the buzzer. No good off the back iron. And we head to the fourth. Monette leading Mount Vernon 43-36. Back with the final 8 minutes right after this. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Basketball here on the Talon Network.
This is David from Monette Rental, and you're listening to Cub Sports on 95.9 KKL The Buzz. This live broadcast of high school sports, Talon Sports Network, is brought to you in part by these Master Club members. Berry County Health Department. Flu shots are now available at the Berry County Department in both Catskill and Monette offices. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can contact the Catskill office 417-847-114 or the Monette office 417-354-8402 for information. Freedom Bank of Southern Nevada with locations in Catskill, Swigman, Willard, and Golden to serve you. Visit line at freedombk.com. FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Tyson Foods, proudly supporting area athletics. Tyson Foods in Monette. Great food and making a difference.
Well, here we go. We head to the fourth quarter. Monette leading 43-36 over the Mountaineers. They held Mount Vernon to just 5 points there in the third quarter. And the Cubs with a 7-point lead as we start the fourth period. Final 8 minutes up on the clock. Pazik, Besh, Turner, Coons, and Witt for the Cubs. Hadlock, Williams, Cornell, Massey, and Boswell for the Mountaineers. Cornell pulls the trigger from 21 out of the right-hand corner, misfires off the iron, and the rebound down to Pazik. Pazik trying to get it to Cameron Witt, and Cornell draws a foul. Mountaineers trailing by 7, trying to pick up the pressure a little bit. And Cale Cornell picks up his second personal. And that'll be the 14th foul against Mount Vernon. Half-court pressure this time by Mount Vernon as Cameron Witt will walk it up the floor, taking as much time as possible. Now he'll bring the dribble across the timeline, pressured by Cornell. Free throw line to Pazik. Pump fake from the free throw line. Now takes it down the lane. Nice move to get around Massey. Massey playing with 4 personals, couldn't foul, and then Pazik misses the first, gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. Jonah Pazik with 9 points, and the Cubs lead by 9. 45-36. Monette with the lead, 7 minutes left to play. Massey trying to back it into the lane, and he is called for a turnover. 9 turnovers against Mount Vernon. Turnovers even now at 9 apiece. Cameron Witt again pressured by Cornell. Takes it down to the right block all the way to the glass, and he is fouled. So Cameron Witt got Cale Cornell on his hip and took him all the way to the rim, and he will go to the free throw line. Cornell picking up his third personal. Team foul number 5. And Cameron Witt steps to the stripe. Witt looking for his first points of the night. He's a 41% free throw shooter. He averages 3 points a game. The officials wiping up a little perspiration there off the hardwood. 7:05 left to play. Monette leading 45-36, and Cameron Witt with a chance to extend that lead from the charity stripe. Monette 11 of 15 on the night from the line, and Witt, left-handed senior, shot up, and no good off the front of the rim. Fouled in the act of shooting, though. He'll get another chance. Now Vernon's already into the bonus. The Cubs with 17 fouls. The Mountaineers with a couple of whistles still to go against them before they put Monette into the 1-and-1. Witt's second free throw is good. So Cameron Witt with point number 1. And the Cubs lead it by 10. Largest lead of the night for Monette. 10-point advantage. Mount Vernon led by as many as 11 back in the first half, but Cubs have led since halftime. Pass down low goes to Trace Williams, and he is fouled. Good entry pass across the lane to Williams, and he will go to the free throw line. Foul against Alex Turner, and that is his fourth. So he becomes the first Monette player to pick up 4 personals. Jarrett Massey playing with 4 for the Mountaineers, and Trace Williams free throw up and in. 6'3" senior's got 9 points, and the Mountaineers now 9 of 13 from the line. Turner will take a seat with 6:50 left to play, and David Lee will check in. So they're going to try to save Turner for that little stretch run in case they need it. Williams' second free throw comes off the front iron, and there is Cameron Witt going up high and clearing away the defensive board. So it remains a 9-point advantage for the Cubs with 6:40 left to go here in the ballgame. David Lee on the left wing. Crosses it over against Boswell. Gives it up top to Kobe Besh. Lob down low. Great pass to Pazik. Layup up and in. What an assist from Kobe Besh, and Jonah Pazik with the finish. He is in double digits with 11. Becomes the second Monette player to hit double digits here tonight. Cubs lead by 11, 48-37. 6:20 left to go in the ballgame. Ty Boswell driving the right baseline, and he will draw a blocking foul, and that may be against Kobe Besh, and if it is, that's his fourth. Official signaling, and Besh has picked up his 4th personal. So, once again, both big men for the Cubs in foul trouble. Besh with 4. Turner already on the bench with 4, and now Kobe Besh will join him on the sidelines as Dexter Bailey checks into the Monette lineup. Brett Campbell comes back into the Mount Vernon lineup as he will replace Jarrett Massey. Meanwhile, Ty Boswell at the free throw line. Shot up and in. Boswell with 4 points. Mount Vernon now 10 of 15 from the charity stripe tonight, and they cut the Monette lead down to 10. Try to get it back under double digits, and he does. Second free throw good. 48-39 with 6:19 left to play, and we got a full timeout on the floor, and it is charged to Mount Vernon. 48-39, Cubs on top. We'll be back right after this.
It seems with Giant Faithless Holding, he's taking control of most banking. It's a local bank that's truly the hometown bank of hometown people, with all the stability and strength of large holding companies, yet small to understand your banking needs. The concept's always on at First State Bank. They want to know you're always welcome at any of their locations. Purdy, Monette, Pierce City, First State Bank, hometown people. Member FD.
Hi, this is Jennifer. I'm a First State Bank of Purdy in Monette. We want you to get to know First State Bank of Purdy.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mount Vernon. Tony Ramsey running the camera for us on, MonetteWebTV.com. 48-39, Monette leading over Mount Vernon with 6:19 left to go here in the ballgame. Cubs led 17-16 after 1. They led 32-31 at the half. They outscored Mount Vernon 11-5 in the third quarter to open up a 43-36 advantage going into the final 8 minutes of play. And they have outscored Mount Vernon 5-3 so far here in the fourth quarter, and they lead it by 9. Cubs with possession of the basketball coming out of the Mount Vernon timeout. Logan Coons shadowed again by Garrett Hadlock. Pass goes off on the right wing to Cameron Witt. Top of the circle to Bailey, now to Lee. David Lee hands it off to Coons. Logan Coons leads all scorers. He's got 21 on the night. Cameron Witt near the sideline in front of the Monette bench. Bailey now between the circles. Cubs looking for an open shot to present itself. The Mount Vernon half-court man-to-man, trying to keep that from happening. But the Cubs with the lead are content, patiently working the ball at the offensive end. David Lee now puts it up from the left block, just inside the left block actually. Misses, gets it back, and lays it up and in. And he is fouled. Great job by David Lee, giving up about 4 or 5 inches to his defender. Not only gets his own miss, but puts it back through and will go to the free throw line for the and one. Free throw up, no good. David Lee, a 74% free throw shooter, but couldn't get that one to fall. The foul was called against Boswell, his second, and that is the 16th foul against Mount Vernon. Cornell at the other end tries a 3 right side of the key. It rims off, and the rebound down to Cameron Witt. So next whistle against Mount Vernon, we'll have Monette into the 1-1. Next whistle against the Cubs, we'll have Mount Vernon into the double bonus. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of free throws shot before this one's over here tonight. 5 minutes left to play. The Cubs lead 50-39, and now Logan Coons has the ball deflected out of bounds underneath. The last touch by Mount Vernon, so the Cubs will keep possession. Ty Boswell heads for the sidelines. He is replaced by Massey. Jarrett Massey, leading scorer for the Mountaineers with 12 points, but he has 4 personal fouls. Cameron Witt gets the ball in play to Pasick. Pasick on the right wing. Brings the dribble around the arc and goes to David Lee, and now a pushing foul away from the ball. And it will go against Garrett Hadlock. Hadlock and Logan Coons have been at each other most of the night, and Garrett Hadlock picks up his second. And that will be the 17th foul against Mount Vernon, put Monette into the bonus. Logan Coons, a 79% free throw shooter, and the first one rims in for point number 22. Next one for Coons. Quick release, and it's up and good. 23 points for the 5'8 senior. And the Cubs' lead grows to 13, their largest of the night. 52-39 with 4:50 left to play. Boswell to Hadlock. Now to Massey. Massey into the right elbow. Gives it out beyond the three-point line to Campbell. Campbell fires it across to Hadlock, and a pass gets through to Hadlock, but a foul called underneath against Dexter Bailey. And that'll be his third, and that will put Mount Vernon into the double bonus. So 2 free throws for Trace Williams. I said we're going to see a lot of free throws before this one's over. And Williams free throw up and in. Trace Williams in double digits now with 10. He joins teammate Jarrett Massey, scoring in double figures tonight for the Mountaineers. Next one for Williams is no good, and the rebound down to Bailey. So the lead remains at 12 for the Cubs, 52-40, as we close in on the midway point of quarter number 4. Pasick with the ball near the midcourt circle, trying to get Trace Williams to come out and guard him. Williams obliges. Now Pasick goes off to Cameron Witt. Cornell right there with him. Mount Vernon in the man-to-man, but they are extending that man-to-man all the way out near the midcourt stripe now. Trailing by 12, they've got to get some turnovers. Try to force Monette into some mistakes, and the Cubs trying to run a little clock here and get out of town with the win. Logan Coons down the right side of the lane, puts it up with the right hand. Layup no good. Rebound down to Williams. Williams fires the outlet pass to Massey. Massey quickly in transition, goes back to Williams at the free throw line, takes a step in the lane, goes to Cornell. Long range 3 off the back iron. Rebound comes down long to Cameron Witt. Cubs doing an outstanding job on the boards ever since that first quarter. And it's still a 12-point lead for the Cubs. Pasick penetrates in the lane, dishes out on the perimeter to Cameron Witt, lays it up with the left hand. Can't get the layup to go down, but he is fouled on the play and will go to the free throw line. That'll stop the clock with 3:36 left to go here in the ballgame. Foul against Cale Cornell, and that is now his 4th. Well, the next question is anybody going to foul out tonight? We've got a lot of fouls up on the board. Meanwhile, Cameron Witt at the line, and the free throw up and in. Cameron Witt now with 2 points. Cubs 15 of 20 from the stripe. Witt got in some early foul trouble. It's all limited action tonight, but has come up with a couple of big free throws here as of late. Now he gets his 3rd free throw to go down. And Monette to a 14-point lead. A new high water mark for the Cubs, 54-40, with 3.5 left here in the ball game. Campbell goes flying into the lane, collides with Logan Coons, and a blocking foul called against Coons. That'll be his 2nd. And it'll put Brett Campbell at the free throw line, shooting 2. After the first free throw attempt from Brett Campbell, Ty Boswell set to come back in for the Mountaineers. First one up, rattles out, no good. Campbell with 4 points on the night. Mountaineers having difficulty from the free throw line here in the second half. Campbell's 2nd shot is up and in. So Brett Campbell now with 5 points. And we've got another timeout on the floor. This one called by the Mountaineers, a 30-second timeout charged to Mount Vernon. We'll keep it right here with 3:30 left to go in the ball game. Monette leading 54-41. Up next for the Cubs next Thursday, they'll be at Seneca, part of a boys-girls doubleheader. In fact, it'll be a busy night for basketball down at Seneca. The JV teams will be playing in the old high school gymnasium there at Seneca. And the Cubs and Lady Cubs will be playing, the varsity squads will be playing over at the new gym. So there'll be basketball all over the place down at Seneca next Thursday night. Our next broadcast of Cubs basketball here on the Talon Network will be February the 23rd, final game of the regular season, when they will be hosting Cassville. We'll have live coverage of that game here on 95.9 The Buzz, as well as MonetteWebTV.com. Full court press now employed by the Mountaineers. The Cubs break it. David Lee gets it into the front court to Coons. Back in the lane to Bailey. Back out on the perimeter to David Lee, and the Cubs are going to try to run a little clock. Cameron Witt, midcourt circle. Puts the ball on the floor. Drives against Cornell. Takes it to the right wing. Picks up his dribble and looks for help. Bounces it out to Pasick, and Coach Land calls the timeout. Didn't know whether Jonah Pasick was going to be able to break into the open in time or not to avoid the turnover. Land uses a 30-second timeout, stopping the clock with 3:12 left to play in the game. Monette leading 54-41. We played 13 minutes here in the second half. And the Cubs have held Mount Vernon to just 10 points in those 13 minutes after Mount Vernon put 31 up on the board in the first half. Monette still with 2 full timeouts remaining. Mount Vernon also has 2 full timeouts remaining. Cubs basketball, they inbound in the backcourt to Cameron Witt, quickly picked up by Cornell. Witt gives it in the left-hand corner to David Lee, bounces up high to Kobe Besh, into the lane, wide open, Pasick, layup up and in. And that's what the Cubs are looking for. If a wide open shot presents itself, they'll take it, and Pasick with 13. 56-41, Cubs with the lead, and now Ty Boswell drains a 3 from the right-hand corner. As he cuts into that Monette lead, Boswell with 8 points, his first 3 of the night. That gets Mount Vernon back to within 12, and then a quick foul called against the Mountaineers. It will put Logan Coons at the line, and he will be there for a 1-and-1. This will be the final 1-and-1 shot on the night by the Cubs. Mount Vernon already in the double bonus, and the next whistle against Mount Vernon will have the Cubs in the double bonus as well. The foul was called against Garrett Hadlock, his 3rd. Coons leads all scorers with 23, and the free throw off the front iron, and the rebound down to Boswell. So it worked that time for the Mountaineers as they got the Cubs to miss from the stripe. At the other end, Massey for 3, a high-arcing 22-footer. Comes off the back iron, and a pushing foul called on the rebound will go against Mount Vernon. So everything will be 2 free throws from here on out, as that will put Monette into the double bonus, joining the Mountaineers. Cale Cornell picks up his 5th personal. The sophomore fouls out of the ballgame with 2:33 remaining as he finishes the night with 4 points. So Cornell becomes the first player to foul out of the ballgame here tonight. A lot of whistles between the Cubs and the Mountaineers here this evening. David Lee at the free throw line. He's got 2 points, now make it 3 as the first free throw is up and in. Cubs now 17 of 23 from the line here in the ballgame. Lee, one of the seniors for the Cubs, makes the second. He's got 4 points. Monette with 7 seniors on the roster, and they lead at 58-44. The lead has grown back to 14. Kelly Vaughn for 3 at the other end from the right wing. Long rebound comes out to Boswell, and then he and his teammate Massey didn't realize that each one had a hold of it, and as they try to wrestle for the basketball, they travel. Full court pressure again by the Mountaineers. Besh gets it in play to Cameron Witt. Closing in on 2 minutes left to go here in the ballgame. Cubs with a 58-44 advantage. Cameron Witt loses the handle, runs it down near the mid-sideline. Now goes back to Besh. Gives it off to Logan Coons. Coons bumps against Hadlock. Those two have had quite a battle here tonight. So Logan Coons has got the best of it with 23 points. Kobe Besh up top, in the lane to Pasick. Pasick with the left hand, it's up and in. It works again for the Cubs. Kobe Besh to Jonah Pasick, and Pasick with 15. Little high-low action for the Cubs, and they get a quick bucket at the other end. Massey misses from three, and the rebound down to Coons. Coons comes out of the pack with it, gives it across into the midcourt to Kobe Besh. Now to Cameron Witt. We're down to 90 seconds left to play. And now the Monette student section is starting to make a little noise here tonight at Mount Vernon High School. Mount Vernon reach in by Boswell. His third will send Jonah Pazik to the free throw line. The Cubs on top 60-44. And Pazik going to the line with 1:20 left to play. Pazik, a 62% free throw shooter. And the first one is good. Jonah Pazik with 16. He averages 11. He's had a big second half. He scored 9 of those 16 points here in the fourth quarter. Next one by Pazik, good. He's got 17 points. And the Cubs lead at 62-44, an 18-point lead for Monette as we're down to 1:10 left to play. Massey misses the runner from the left baseline, and the rebound down to Logan Coons. Mountaineers turn up the pressure again, but not quite as intense as it had been, and now Logan Coons loses the dribble out of bounds. Turnover number 10 against the Cubs, and the Mountaineers will get it back with 62 seconds remaining, but Monette leading 62-44. 8 times in a row the Cubs have fell to the Mountaineers, but that streak is going to come to an end here tonight in Mount Vernon. Massey, 3 over the top of Lee is no good. Pazik with the rebound, and then we've got a foul as Jonah Pazik brings it up the floor. 48 seconds remaining. And Boswell picks up his fourth. And Coach Land with a couple of substitutes set to come in, Bailey and Blake Moore at the scorer's table. They'll enter after this first free throw attempt by Pazik, and it is good. Nothing but net for the 6'2 senior. He's got 18. Besh and Coons take a seat. Bailey and Moore enter the game. Pazik steps back to the line. Free throw on the way, good. Jonah Pazik with 19 points. And it's a 64-44 lead for the Cubs. Largest lead of the night for Monette. 20-point advantage with 48 seconds remaining. Kelly Vaughn comes back into the game for the Mountaineers. Picked up in the midcourt stripe by Blake Moore. Into the lane, fadeaway jumper by Brett Campbell is up and in. Campbell with 7 points as he knocks down the off-balance jumper. We're down to 30 seconds remaining. The Cubs bring it across the timeline. Blake Moore with the dribble. Goes to Pazik. Jonah Pazik out near the midcourt stripe. Gives it off on the left wing to Blake Moore. Clock down to 25 seconds. Monette with a 64-46 lead. The Cubs looking to pick up their 15th win of the year, which will match last year's win total. And Monette still with 4 games remaining in the regular season. Down to 10 seconds. The Cubs have come to Mount Vernon, and they have broken the streak that the Mountaineers had held over Monette in basketball. The final seconds tick away, and the Cubs win it 64-46. Monette improves to 15-6. They're now 2-2 in the Big 8, and Mount Vernon falls to 6-13 and 1-3 in the conference. The Cubs sweep the 3 games tonight. They win the freshman game, the JV game, and they take the varsity contest 64-46. We're going to step aside, let you hear from our sponsors, be back with the post-game show here on the Talon Network.
Who that Monette? That southern seafood like catfish, shrimp, oysters?
I don't know. Who that?
Who that Monette? Southern woman's po' boys and muffaladas. Who that? Who that Monette? The hand-cut half-pound burgers. Cook the order. Hey, this is Darren at the restaurant in Monette. Come see why the bar has all the favorites that you like, including pop and the kids menu too. We also have a sports bar and a private banquet party room for your availability. Are you in Monette at 854 House? Or call 235-100. Hey, while I got your attention, the Bayou Restaurant in Monette is also a proud sponsor of a show on KKBL Radio 5.9 FM every Saturday night called Midnight Metal Madness. It's got a lot of rock and good time with metal. We think you enjoy it. It comes on every Saturday night at on 95.9 KKBL. Encore show for you people who can't stay up anymore. It comes on Sunday nights at 8. So listen to Midnight Metal Madness of the Bayou Restaurant on 95.9 KKBL.
More than 12 million children in the U.S. are at risk of hunger every day. At Tyson Foods, our team members across the country fight against hunger and raise money for hunger relief in their own communities. Since 2000, we have donated 68 million pounds of protein to fight hunger, but it doesn't begin to address the need that's out there. Please join us by becoming involved in hunger relief in our own community. Working together, we can feed those in need. Tyson Foods is a proud sponsor of athletics.
This live broadcast of high school sports on the Talent Network is brought to you in part by these Sports Club members. Community National Bank, your home community bank, with 2 locations to serve Way 60 and Chapel Drive in Monette and Anchor in Aurora. Member FDIC. Bayou Restaurant, when your belly is raging for agent, head over to the Bayou on Highway 60. Bell & Associates Financial Services has been serving Monette and the Southwest Missouri area since 1983, helping their clients their long-term financial success. Call 47235-7900, online at bellandassociates.net. And your State Farm insurance agent in Mount is Phil Davidson. For life, auto, call Phil Davidson, State Farm Insurance in Mount at 466-765.
We're Shelter Insurance.
Who know that the first love of your life might have been before a hatchback.
We believe insurance is better when it relies as much on humanity as it does on technology. And we know what the weather is like in your area because we live in your area.
We're the people behind the
Shelter Insurance for your home and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
For auto, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Quick at 122 East Broadway, 235-5603.
For all things Monette Cubs, tune to KKBL 95.9 The Buzz.
More than 30 years ago, Jack Henry Associates was co-founded by the company's name and Jerry Hall based on 3 fundamentals. Do the right thing, do whatever it takes, and have fun. These simple, powerful tenets have enabled the company to prosper in an extremely competitive business environment, provide rewarding professional opportunities for its to establish a corporate culture that use integrity-based business relationships, and to generate an impressive rate of return to shareholders. Jack Henry & Associates, Highway 60 in Monette.
Do you have a big outdoor project that you think you can't do yourself? Project you don't have the right tools or equipment for? Well, before you hire a to do the job, check with Monette Rental and Sales. They've got hundreds of tools for rent and a knowledgeable staff ready. Questions that show you how to safely operate every tool you rent. Rent from Monette Rental and Sales, your project's done affordably and right. Whether it's a paving cloth that cuts that new patio brick, a steer loader to help you move heavy loads, or a hail gun and post auger, you build that deck you've been dreaming of. Renting helps you do a professional job, paying the pro prices. Visit at Monette Rental and Sales, 3 miles of Monette on Business 60, 236-0308. And remember, when it comes to renting, the smart way to get things done.
Sammy Clapper back with you here at Mount Vernon. The Monette Cubs defeat the Mount Vernon Mountaineers 64-46. The Cubs led by a single point at the end of the first quarter. They led by a point at halftime. But the turning point came in the third quarter. The Cubs scored the first 5 points of the second half. They would outscore the Mountaineers 11-5 there in the third quarter, and then they would outscore Mount Vernon 21-10 in the fourth, and Monette goes on to the 64-46 win. The Cubs improving to 15-6. They're now 2-2 in the Big Eight. And the Monette Cubs now with 4 games remaining, all Big Eight conference matchups. And of those 4 games, 3 of those are at home. Excuse me, at home. The Mount Vernon Mountaineers fall to 6-13, and they are now 1-3 in the conference. Mount Vernon also with 4 Big Eight games remaining. And next week they're going to have a busy week with a couple of makeup games and then a game against Lamar. They've got Big Eight games left against Aurora, Lamar, Seneca, and Carl Junction before district play begins. Looking at the final scoring from tonight's ball game, first of all, for the Mountaineers, they were led by Jarrett Massey as he had 12 points. Also in double figures, Trace Williams with 10. Garrett Hadlock hit a three-pointer and finishes with 5 points. Ty Boswell also had a 3 and finishes with 8. Brett Campbell had 7 points. Cale Cornell with 4 points to round out the scoring for Mount Vernon. For the Monette Cubs, 2 players in double figures and another one knocking on the door. Logan Coons hit 2 threes and finishes with a game-high 23. Jonah Pazik hit a three-pointer, and Pazik has 19 points tonight, 12 of those 19 coming in the fourth quarter. Kobe Besh hit a 3 and finishes with 9 points. Alex Turner had 4. David Lee with 4. Cameron Witt with 2, and Cameron Witt with 3 points, and Dexter Bailey with 2 points for the Cubs. Unofficially, Monette 22 of 28 from the free throw line. They went 11 of 13 from the line there in the fourth quarter. Mt Vernon 13 of 22 from the stripe. Monette turned it over 10 times. Mt Vernon committed 10 turnovers, and the Cubs out-rebounded the Mountaineers 25-16. Big win tonight on the road for Monette. They get back to the 500 mark in Big 8 conference play, and they also get back on the winning side of the ledger after having their 2-game winning streak snapped earlier this week at the hands of Webb City. They win tonight by nearly the identical score. They lost to Webb City Tuesday night 63-46. They win tonight over Mt Vernon 64-46. So Monette winning all 3 games tonight here at Mt Vernon. They win the freshman game. They win the JV game. Interesting matchup in that junior varsity contest because JV coach for Monette, Zach Klein, going up against his dad, the junior varsity coach for Mt Vernon, Jim Klein. And you don't see it happen much. Dad going against son. I've seen it 2 or 3 times over the course of my 30 years broadcasting high school sports, but got to see it tonight. And a couple of guys I know. I went to school just a little bit younger. I'm not going to say exactly how much younger and throw him under the bus of how old he is, but a little bit younger than Coach Klein. But he and I went to high school together. And then now watching his son play and calling games when Zach was playing here for Mt Vernon. And now Zach, an assistant coach at Monette, and going up against his dad here tonight. And the younger Klein gets the best of the older Klein here this evening, with Monette winning that JV game, and then Monette goes on and wins the varsity contest as well. It is homecoming here tonight at Mt Vernon, so they will be getting ready for the homecoming dance. And again, congratulations to homecoming queen Addie Jones as she reigned over tonight's festivities along with her court. Senior candidates Carly Meeks, Sammy Trowbridge, and Tawny Wilson, and attendants Caitlin Hicks, Elaine Cordray, and Madison Downey. We're going to try to get a word with Coach Jeremy Land before we get out of here this evening. Cubs win it over the Mountaineers. And we will take another break, let you hear from our sponsors as Coach Land makes his way up to our broadcast position. We'll see if we can get a quick word with him, trying to weave his way through all the traffic here tonight. Big crowd on hand here tonight for this Big 8 matchup between Monette and Mt Vernon. Part of that had to do because of homecoming. Part of it had to do with a great group of Monette fans coming over, and then a lot of Mt Vernon fans turning out tonight as well. Quick break and back with more here from Mt Vernon. The Cubs win at 64-46 and take the Big 8 matchup here this evening. We'll be back with more Big 8 Conference basketball postgame here on the Talon Network.
When you get your day in court, have a professional. You a seasoned professional. John Wood, just that type of professional. In family, criminal defense, wills and trusts, and as well as lawsuits and contracts. Involved in an accident, a DUI, a felony, or maybe you need help with an adoption or divorce. Plan for death and avoid probate, or get a power of attorney to a loved one in the case of illness. Call 417-235-0033. John Woodard's office, helping people in the Ozarks for years. You get your day in court. Make sure you have a professional with the experience you can trust. John Woodard's office is at 1001 East Broad in Monette, 235-003. The choice of an attorney is an important decision. Do not be based solely upon advertisements.
At Old Town Pharmacy, you will find fast and service. They accept almost all insurance plans and gladly match any local competitor prices, including the $4 generic program. They offer delivery services several days a week and have a drive-through for drop-off for added convenience. Open 7 Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, 9 to 3, and Sunday, 12 to 4. Old Town Pharmacy, 100 Chapel Drive, Monette, in the Old Town Village. Call 7-635-1100. All the time.
In the Monette time.
Serving Monette and the surrounding areas 90 years, the Monette Times features in-depth news and information about your friends and neighbors on a daily basis. Also on the internet at www.monette-times.com. Monette Times helps you reach over 13,000 households through the Monette Times and the Monette Times. Club would like to invite you to become part of this Cub Pride Catch the Spirit membership drive. Athletic programs serve as the window to school and community. Becoming part of the Cubs Athletic Booster Club will help the athletic programs and support efforts to keep Monette growing. They support all high school athletic programs, either monetarily or with volunteer support, and help promote team spirit. Your financial or volunteering time is greatly appreciated. For more information about joining the Monette Cubs Athletic Booster Club, contact the Booster Club member. And don't forget to follow Facebook for the latest on upcoming events.
Once you start banking online, it all just starts to click. Get e-statements, online bill pay, 24/7 access, your whole picture right on your screen. For a bank, you get the local support to make it all work. Get banking with online banking today. Community National Bank, a better bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at cnbbanking.com.
Back at Mount Vernon, the Cubs win tonight here over the Mount Vernon Mountaineers, 64-46, and we're joined by the head coach of the Monette Cubs, Coach Jeremy Land. Coach, congratulations. A tough place to come and play. Mount Vernon has Monette's number in the last few years, but the Cubs got things turned around tonight and pick up a nice road win in the conference.
Yeah, it was. They always have a good crowd here. It's a good atmosphere. You know, they're just tough to beat here. I thought our boys played a good second half. You know, we didn't play our best basketball in the first half, and credit to Mount Vernon. You know, they came out with a lot of energy. They hit shots early. You know, so yeah, it was good to come here and get a win.
It was homecoming night, so as you said, a lot of energy in the building, a big crowd tonight. A lot of Monette fans making their way over to watch this one as well. A great group to support the Cubs. But Mount Vernon came out on fire early on. They were taking it inside to their big man, Trace Williams, and he was doing a lot of damage down low, not only scoring points, but also on the boards.
Yeah, he's a load, and we didn't match his physicality. You know, he got us kind of planted down on the block where he's successful, and he just kind of went to work on us. And so, you know, I thought we did a better job as far as just having more effort down there, you know, especially in the second half against him. But you know, yeah, he's a load. You know, he's a great kid. Comes from a good family, and he's a hard worker. He's always been a hard worker. So.
Got a couple of players in some early foul trouble too, and I know you used a 30-second timeout pretty quickly, and it slowed Mount Vernon's momentum just a little bit. But then they kind of got things going again. But then you hit them with a full timeout, and from that full timeout on, your kids really refocused and got things going in your direction. And from that point on, the game turned around. Mount Vernon had a 12-0 run there to go up by double digits, but then your kids reeled them back in, went on a 15-3 run, and Monette regains the lead at halftime, and that was huge.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, it was nothing, you know, that we as coaches really did. It was, you know, just talking to them in the timeout. Just the effort, the energy wasn't there at the level it needed to be. And, you know, with our senior group of guys, you know, they responded the way they should. You know, they responded the way they should in an atmosphere like this, and just knowing that they expect more of themselves than what they were given there the first quarter and a half. So, you know, they responded well on offense. We stopped forcing, and we just picked up the intensity on defense.
Got that lead back going into the locker room at halftime, and then you come out of the locker room to start the second half and score the first 5 points of the second half and hold Mount Vernon to just 5 points in the entire third quarter, and that's where the game really turned.
Yeah. You know, we talked about it in the locker room how, you know, we have a goal, you know, kind of every game we want to hang our hat defensively and, you know, hold teams 48 points or so. And we gave up 31 in the first half. And so we talked how, you know, if that's, you know, we need to expect more of ourselves, you know, than that. And the boys picked up the intensity, like you said, 5 points in the third. We just guarded a lot harder than what we guarded in the first half. The urgency, for whatever reason, wasn't there in the first half, so, you know, they picked it up in the second half.
1 point there in the second half in the fourth quarter, and I made note of it on the air while we were playing. As I talked about, you just said 31 points for the Mountaineers in the first half, but they went 13 minutes the entire third quarter and nearly 5 minutes of the fourth quarter only scoring 10 points. So that showed you how great a defense the Cubs were doing. They were not only playing good defense, but they were also keeping them off the glass, making a lot of one-and-dones.
Right. We contested shots. The first half we didn't contest shots. I told you before we got on, it was like they were taking practice shots the first half. There was no hand in their face or anything like that. And, our boys just, made a collective effort to get up and guard and make them hit tough shots in the second half. And like you said, we rebounded. We held them to one and done. If you can test shots and make it a tough one, chances are in your favor that it's going to come off and, going to put yourself in a good shape to pull the rebound. So, I thought the boys did a good job there in the second half. We were patient on the offensive end. We didn't rush things. I thought our bigs in the second half kind of helped put it away inside. Jonah had a great game inside working. It was a good second half effort.
Yeah, Logan Coons ends up leading you tonight with 23 points. The majority of his points scored early on, the first probably 2.5 quarters, and then it was Jonah Pazik late in the ball game as he gets 12 of his 19 there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's a very versatile player. He can play on the perimeter for us. He does a good job posting inside, and that's probably somewhat from a sophomore year where he had to play inside for us just out of necessity, and so he's done a good job building off that. And he has quick feet in there. Bigger guys struggle with his quickness, and smaller guys struggle with his physicality. So he can be a tough matchup in there. And our boys are getting better. Passing our bigs are between each other with our high low. So Logan kind of got us going, and Jonah kind of helped bring us home.
Free throw line tonight, the Cubs shot very well also. I had you unofficially 22 of 28, and you got that double-digit lead going into the fourth quarter, and you knew the pressure was going to be coming from the Mountaineers, and you were going to have to start knocking down free throws, and the Cubs go 11 of 13 from the line there in the final 8 minutes.
Yeah, stepping up, I know Dave hit. He had an and one, I think, and then, he had two big free throws later on, and Jonah had kind of been struggling from the free throw line, and that was good. I thought he shot him very well tonight. It was good for him to step up and just see it go through the hole and, put it away. Against teams, when you get a lead in the fourth and put yourself in a situation, like you said, you got to hit free throws at the end.
And during that bad stretch at the beginning, the Cubs were turning the ball over a little bit as well, but from that first 4 minutes till the end of the game, the turnover situation just completely rectified itself, too. Your kids did so much a better job taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, they did, and a lot of that is just forcing things that aren't there within our offense and trying to play outside of ourselves instead of just, relaxing and playing within themselves and playing off of each other, trusting each other, and I thought they did a better job, like you said. Once they settled down, they started working off of each other a lot better.
Well, it's hard to believe there's only 4 games left in the regular season. They're all 4 conference games, but the good news is only one of them was on the road, and that's the next one, next Thursday down at Seneca, part of a boys-girls doubleheader. But you got the Indians next Thursday, and then you close out at home, Lamar, East Newton, and Cassville. Some tough competition to close out the regular season. You've already matched your win total from a year ago. You got back to the 500 mark in the Big 8 as well, and now the Cubs are looking to close out the regular season with some momentum headed to district.
Yeah, our boys I think they're going to stay hungry. We went 2-6 in conference last year and, felt like we were, better than that. And I know they set their goals much higher this year. And so, Seneca's going to be tough next Thursday. Will does a phenomenal job over there. He's always done a great job. And, he coaches his kids up very well. And we're going to have to come in and play very solid basketball to go in there and get a win.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time as always here in the postgame. Congratulations on a great win here tonight on the road, a hard-earned win over the Mountaineers, and we wish you a lot of good luck next week against Seneca. And we'll catch up with you again before the season comes to a close and get ready for district.
All right, thanks, Sammy.
Coach Jeremy Land, head coach of the Cubs. Monette wins it tonight over Mount Vernon. We'll take one more break and be back to wrap it up here from Mount Vernon High School.
This is Darren Newbold with Community National. You're listening to 95.9.
Whether it's Chevy or GM, stop Automotive at Highways 39 and 60, Missouri. They've got what you're looking for in a variety of styles and colors to choose from. If it's fuel you seek, check out the Chevy Cruze. For more, see the Malibus or Impalas. If it's, they've got trucks, Silverados, Sierra, and Colorados. What about SUVs? You're covered with Tahoe, Yukon, Equinox, and Terrain. If luxury is what you're after, has Buick and Cadillac. And if you want to ramp things up a bit, see the Camaros or Corvettes. Automotive in Aurora, Missouri, junctions of Highway 60, or visit them online at automotive.com.
Race Brothers Farm and Home Supply.
Hi, Roger here from Race. We're big stores, a lot of stuff. At Race Brothers, there's always something new to talk about. For instance, we have Ultimate Key to Power Tools, hand tools like screwdrivers. We also have a ton of Race Brothers. In addition to Wrangler, Carhartt, we have Dual Girl, Cinch, Rocky Mountain, Double H, and Montana Silver, buckles, jewelry, and figurines for the shop. Air compressors, pressure washers, power checkers, and welders. Come on out to Race Brothers. You know, Sergeants at Monad, you'll like the way we do. Tell a friend.
Race Brothers and Home Supply.
I'm Professor Burke from Farmers Insurance, and this is 30 Seconds of Smart. So you want to on your auto insurance. Get an alarm? Yes, that's it. Graduate. Bundle policies. Don't get hurt. Make automatic payments. Beep, boop, beep. And, of course, talk to farmers. The more you know about auto insurance, the more you can save. Get smarter about your insurance at .com. Stop in and see your local farmer. Get Kyle Newbold at 403 Plus in Monette, or call 737-7444. Cut down your energy bill as much as 50% when you partner with Superior Spray. You can use spray foam insulation, big crawl space, foundation, walls, and not only will spray foam regulate your temperature, it will also eliminate the possibility of mold growth and adds another layer to the home's exterior. Call Josh Copeland, Superior Spray Foam, for a free estimate energy consultation. Josh Copeland, Spray Foam, 417-73